sign for the correct section 48D330. All the signs are in good shape. You can see we don't have any delineators here. Well, we do. We have a delineator post at the right location, but it's got one white delineator as opposed to 3 blues, whatever that means. This section does have a little bit more cracking in it. D330. See, we've got a little bit of longitudinal cracking that runs along the inside edge of the outside wheel path. Again, we do have a considerable amount of cracking down the center stripe. In this particular section, we do not have quite as much cracking along the edge stripe. See here where we do have a couple true transverse cracks that have been sealed. This particular one appears to begin having problems with the mix all around the crack, starting to shell out and so forth. Again, it's somewhat difficult to establish which cracks are really cracked and which marks indicate there's a crack underneath them and where they just put marks to drip hot mix, or to drip the sealant material, I should say. This is Interstate 20 in the westbound lanes in Mitchell County. We are just west of milepost 208. See here we do have another fairly substantial transverse crack. And a little bit of a longitudinal crack there. Sealed. Most all the cracks on this section, well, I shouldn't say most, every one of the cracks on this section is well sealed. I don't recall seeing any in here that are not. Most of the cracks that were not sealed, if you recall, were in the our quote control section, the GPS site 482172. This site, the crack seal section here, 48D330, all of the cracks appear to be well sealed and then some. You can see here that we just now start up again with the yeah, you can look back. We didn't have any cracks sealing along the edge stripe. Starts up about 4 feet prior to station 3 and then proceeds on through the section. The center stripe back down through. We got a little bit of longitudinal cracking there that's been sealed. Again, we do have some pitting of this surface. These are not cracks that you've seen there, but just a little bit of pitting here and there. I did not label that as rattling and weathering per se, because if you look at the surface down the road, there's really not that much there. It's just an occasional rock. Station 4. Here again you can see a little bit of longitudinal cracking that was sealed, about 7 feet or so. The edge cracking again becomes fairly sporadic, coming and going. You can see a transverse crack here. This too was a transverse crack, although it's a little bit hard to tell. It almost looks like drippings in places. Our delineators are all present here. Station 5. Looking back over the test section. Concludes the video for section 48D 330. Go ahead on down to the next section, 48D 350.